Ah, sure, I have the wrong setting. It's in Zen mode. Ah, okay. Alright, so the 20-minute timer then.
so I'm gonna commentate over this guy. He's doing password hexaterminals, a very tricky mod by Speaking Evil, where you have to rotate the hexagons so that all diagonals and rows and columns make words. He has 5 minutes to solve 7 modules. However, most of these are solos. Or on his list at least. Actually, is this his advantage bomb? I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it. 24 is a solo. Raster Prime is a solo. Twist Password Hexaterminals is a solo. 24, he's moved on. This is a module like Countdown, but you have to use all the numbers to make 24. Looking at the back, what's he gonna do? He has a very unique way of solving modules, because instead of just focusing on one module, he solves multiple at the same time. Like, you see on his notes, he has a read for binary shift going, while he's getting the read for multicolored switches. Now, I do not actually know how either of those modules work, but they seem pretty cool. He's looking at graffiti numbers. This is that weird style. All of his notes is for 2 different modules, but he's looking at graffiti numbers right now. It's kind of like, it's like number pad, but an easier version. Needs to get 6 modules in 4 minutes. That is about 40 seconds for the next 4 modules, some of which seem... This actually might be doable, except for multicolored switches. Inputting the graffiti numbers, is it right? Wow, it's right. Maze Scrambler, a very short module. A lot of his modules left is actually pretty short. Three minutes to get 4 modules, nonogram. And this isn't actually a solo for some people. Let's see. No, look, he's moving on to Raster Prime. Raster Prime can be a very tricky module sometimes. I don't think you can actually strike on this. It waits for you to get the correct input and then it solves. Moving on to multicolored switches instead of an easier, shorter module like nonogram or something else, I forgot. One minute 20 left. Let's see if he gets this. 1 minute left. Filtering it appears. "20 seconds left to input this multicolored switches." Now, I have seen the input before. Hopefully, very close, very close. Unfortunately, it looks like
Alright.
this should be Dicey's advantage bomb. Looks like 3D from Dicey. We have 3D tunnels. Is that ultra? That's the ultra cube. Looks like the staff pick was Subway. Very comedic module. He's looking at 3D tunnels. He's found a line, I believe. Nope, looking for one. Found one. 3D tunnels. 3D tunnels is already a very learning module for some, but in a context where you're trying to go as fast as you can, let's see if he can solve it. Ooh, walking cube and quaternions from Dicey's list. He's moving on to 24, gets it. 15 Mystic Lights, also from Dicey's list. I believe Set is also from his list. And SQL Evil. As I said, this is Dicey's advantage bomb. Looking at Set, he's at 2 solves in less than 2 minutes. He's on a good pace right now. But let's see if he can keep it up. It's right there. Solve Set. But the rest of these modules are, I'd say, they take a bit of time. Looks like he's moving on to SQL Evil. Nope, Logic Plumbing. Now, I have no idea how logic plumbing works, but I found that if you just mess around a bit, it solves itself eventually. But my guess is that yellow tile, you want everything to turn green, and the logic gates, if the row and column combined with the logic gate is true, then it turns green. That's my guess, anyway. Sometimes you can get into these tricky situations where only one is right. Usually you just swap the incorrect tiles. And that's probably when you want to actually know how to do the module. He's at the last few. 2 wrong. Yep, that's good. Looking back at 3D tunnels. possibly struggling on finding his exact orientation. It does look like a weird orientation anyways. Moving on to Pokemon Sprite Cipher, he's at least getting the read. Pokemon Sprite Cipher is probably one of the scariest compression modules. Looks like he's on Subway. If only we could hear the bomb. Hi, can I get a gluten-free bread, milk, tuna, mozzarella, cheese? You know what? I could voice act this. Toast. Toast the bread. You know, I never... Why is there so much tabs? Now, Subway is actually a module where you want to mess up the customer's order, but not too much, or else he'll get mad. But also not too little. For example, one of the instructions is if the customer asks for ketchup on their sandwich, just don't give it to them. Also, I noticed I don't think he's written the edge work. And this does require edge work. Maybe he's just keeping it in his mind. Or just referring to it every time it's needed. To be fair, there are not too many modules on this bomb that require edge work. I believe Subway is the only one that does. He's calculated how much he can mess up the order. Now, messing up the order can actually be two things. He can replace the ingredient, or just completely outright remove it. But however, there are some things you can't remove. For example, I have forgotten the bread, which counts as removing the bread, and that just instantly blows up the bomb if you submit that. So you do have to be careful sometimes. I know he looked at 3D tunnels and then seems to have moved on to SQL Evil. I do not know SQL, but I do believe this module is based on it loosely. SQL being a programming language. It does seem pretty scary though. 7 minutes, or 5 minutes to solve 7 modules. He's at a minus 26% disadvantage. Now, generally, you want to keep that number as positive as possible. If it's negative, it means you're behind pace. If it's positive, you're ahead of the pace. Now, it is Dicey's advantage mob, so he is expected to not do as well as Dicey on this. You know, I might as well just read their lists while I'm waiting. So here goes. So Dicey's list includes 15 Mystic Lights, 3D Tunnels, which we both see on the bottom, Factory Maze, Maze Scrambler, Nonogram, Palindromes, Quaternions, Robot Programming, Set, SQL Evil, 10-button color code, Triamins, the Ultra Cube, Walking Cube, Yellow Huffman Cipher. Now it looks like VFlyer has vetoed robot programming off his list, meaning we can't see it. But let's look at VFlyer's list now. 24, VFlyer has the module 24, Aquarium, Binary Shift, Cruel Dial Trial, Fast Boolean Venn Diagram, 4 Operands, Logic Plumbing, Mahjong, Multicolored Switches, Password Hexaterminals, Pokemon Sprite Cipher, Raster Prime, Shikaku, Spilling Paint, and XO. Now, you may notice something about VFlyer's list. A lot of them are solos. In fact, I believe Pokemon Sprite Cipher is the only non-solo. And it looks like Dicey actually vetoed. Oh, actually, Dicey did not veto anything. Strange. But yeah, looks like no solves have been happened yet, and is he looking at the Ultra Cube or Pokemon Sprite Cipher? Oh, looks like he has his string for Pokemon Sprite Cipher. Oh, no. Just parsing it. Very strange. Ooh. Looks like now he has his string. Ooh, this looks like vertical Morse. That's my guess, though. No? I think they're still parsing the string. Maybe this is the string? I still don't know how Pokemon Sprite Cipher works. Vertical Morse, maybe? Semaphore? No, I don't. Is this semaphore? No, it can't be semaphore. What? 1 minute left. Looks like this is the string. this Braille? This might be very close if it's Braille. But VFlyer really needs this solve. "30 seconds to translate about 9 Braille characters." This is it. This may be it. Unless VFlyer... Oof. 3, 2, 1. Unfortunate. Alright, so this is the neutral bomb. Looks like VFlyer has XO, binary shift. Did not quite see the others, but on this side of the bomb, Dicey has Triamins and the Ultra Cube. Looks like the staff pick is Ice Cream again. Now XO, I do not know much about this, but I do believe you are decrypting a word based on tic-tac-toe positions. So let's see how VFlyer does on this. Yep, R makes sense. Now I do notice that it looks like you're trying to like solve the position, maybe? And there is a different highlighted square. I have no clue what is happening. But that does not look like a word. Maybe you have to unscramble it. It looks like it could be father. Yep. Looks like he's moving on to ice cream, just in time for the even minute submission rule. Looks like Dicey has nonograms and 3D tunnels. Solving 4 operands. Did Dicey have... This looks like there's 6 of VFlyer's modules. Let me look again. But VFlyer is solving aquarium. Dicey has set on their list. So, sorry, VFlyer has a lot of solos, and set is a solo for some people. Getting the binary shift read. Pretty good pace right now. Moving on to triamines. Triamines and its brother tetraimines, they're both, they're modules that you just kind of get eventually. I remember when I was first learning this module, I just didn't know what board it was referring to. I thought it was referring to a theoretical plane, but no, it's on the manual. Looks like he's found his trimond. Is it right? Yep. moving on to ice cream, which I thought he already did, but oh, I did not read the staff picks. Let's see. So the staff picks for this week were graffiti numbers, lasers, ice cream, subway, and complicated wires. It looks like VFlyer vetoed lasers, but Dicey, the opponent for this bomb, did not veto anything. On that last stage of ice cream, looks like it. But it is an odd numbered minute, which means he can't submit it. Let's see. Moving on to nonogram, it looks like. Nonogram is, by themselves, nonograms are very fun, especially when they paint a picture. But looks like it's an even number now, so you can submit ice cream, but looks like he wants to submit nonogram first. Finishing up nonogram here. -8 disadvantage. About 8 minutes to solve 7 modules. Looks like this one will be, but the time window to submit ice cream looks like it's about to fade in 5 seconds. Nope, VFlyer remembers. Alright, he's at a positive advantage now. 5 modules to solve in 8 modules, which is pretty good, especially considering that some of these modules are solos. Looks like finishing it up. You're missing a... Find it, please. Yep. Chicago solves another puzzle module set. This is a puzzle module, but surprising to see VFlyer not put it on his list, because this is something I'd expect to replace Pokemon Sprite Cipher, Cruel Dial Trial. But it looks like there are some modules that haven't appeared at all. Let's see. I don't believe Cruel Dial Trial, Fast Boolean Venn Diagram, Mahjong have appeared at all, or Spilling Paint. And on Dicey's list, I believe Factory Maze, Palindromes, 10-button color code, and Yellow Huffman Cipher have not appeared. Looks like we're gonna see the first binary shift solve. was about to. I forgot that we allowed the binary shift lookup table. I thought we were about to disqualify, but nope, that is an allowed manual. Looks like inputting binary shift. I believe the goal of the module is to get all the numbers to be the same. Looks like the goal number is 14 maybe? Or 70. Does it matter? Nope, it looks like it's right. And there's just 5 minutes to solve two, I'd say pretty somewhat short modules. 3D tunnels we're looking at. Unfortunately, the heart is actually not useful because you always know where it's going to be in the center, and it does not help at all. Finding a line. There's a line, crescent and wind. Ooh, looks like it's a pretty far distance from heartbeat to the goal symbol. I think. Nah, never mind. Did VFlyer lose himself? No? Looks like he's in a different orientation now. But there is plenty of time, so I'm not too particularly worried about this. Star, that's a new symbol. Still has not gotten that first symbol. Ooh, looks like he's moving on to Ultra Cube, which, to be fair, can be easier than 3D tunnels, even if it's it grows on people basically. Let's see. X-Ray Zulu, X-Ray Victor, X-Ray Zulu, Yankee. No, Zulu, Yankee, and Yankee X-Ray. Let's see. Did he miss it? Doesn't look like it's written down. Well, he has part of it, it looks like. But I don't think it starts with Victor. Yep. Looks like he has the correct read. Now, inputting this, let's see how he does. Two minutes left. I mean, I'd be happy with 10 solves on this. Solving isn't everything, basically. Or 10 solves will, you can feel pretty comfortable about 9 or 10 solves. 8 and below, I'd feel a bit worried. But it does look like it's just going to be 10 solves. Zulu X-ray. find it? Looks like 10 sols, but I don't think he's gonna get 3D tunnels. Does he know that the heart doesn't work? It does. It seems like it, but keeps getting onto the heart. Oh, line. I don't think. 3 seconds per stage. 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And VFlyer gets a solid 10 sols on that neutral bomb.